What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Palantir update video, ticker symbol PLTR, where we take a look at how Palantir stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Palantir stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let me go ahead and hit record, and we will get right into the video. Should be a quick one today. I know I made one yesterday going over a little bit of details about why I think Palantir is a good buy. We did more of a deeper dive. So today's just going to be an update, quick update on today's price action. So as you can see, we're down about 85 cents on the day, which is about 3.76%. Not a great trading day for Palantir. So let's take a look at, a couple articles that I want to talk about. Then we'll get right into the price action. So this is a quick, kind of article. Is Palantir stock a buy or sell? I don't want to go into the details of it, but what I do want to focus on is hedge funds are actually taking a bullish view on Palantir. The number of long hedge fund positions improved by 7 in recent months. So it was in 38 hedge fund portfolios at the end of the fourth quarter of 2020. The all-time high before that is 31, right? So 7 additions to hedge funds, which is absolutely a great sign. Obviously, this is going back to kind of Q4 2020, so it might have changed between then and now, but we'll see how that goes. This is kind of all the firms that are bullish on Palantir. So if you're more interested in this, feel free to pull up this article. It's on Yahoo Finance, free to read. So take a look at that. The other thing I want to kind of quickly cover is Palantir, or ARK Invest, and Cathie Woods bought about 2 million shares over the course of 2 days. So I think Wednesday they bought 1.2 million. Thursday they added another 700,000. So they got about 2 million late last week. So they're bullish on it as well. The stock though is not doing so hot. So another thing that we talked about, actually, we'll get into today's price action, then we'll talk about that, is the the head and shoulders, not reverse head and shoulders, that is taking place. And then we will see where Palantir could be headed. So not a great day for Palantir, right? As you can see, we kind of gapped down below our 2248 level, really struggled to get above it. And then from that point on, we fell, try to bounce up, VWAP rejected, it bounced perfectly off of our level, rejected, kind of bounced, and then pushed up into the close. So things that I didn't like about it is, the fact that we didn't have enough momentum to break through this level at the beginning, and then we didn't have enough momentum to break through VWAP either. So that's not a good sign. Good news is we did kind of get a bounce from 2139, which is only about 11 cents below our level. We also ended the day kind of below VWAP, and we were not able to break through VWAP. Again, not a good sign. So with Palantir, right, clearly this line is gone, so let me get rid of that. We weren't really closely watching for that. I just drew it up because I think one of you guys pointed it out, and I figured, hey, maybe that's something we can monitor. So what do we have coming up? Well, what I want to talk about is this kind of article that I talked about here, where Palantir is making a head and shoulders pattern, and typically that is a bearish sign. That means that the stock does have a little bit more downside, but it doesn't always have to be. So what does that mean? So we got shoulder, we got the head, and then we got another shoulder. And the key thing here, you guys, is this horizontal line that I'm also going to show you on my chart. But pretty much, that's kind of the area we need to find support, right? That $20 mark. Because if we break below that, then the head and shoulders pattern was successful, and that means that we could then find resistance, right, at $20. So let's say this is 20, we break below it, then if we're below it, we're not going to be really able to come up against it. But if we stay above 21, maybe turn around, start to push up here, then the head and shoulder pattern is not valid anymore. So that's what we see here on the daily chart, right? We had this breakout that we saw, took us from the 20s to the 30s, ran up to 45, sold off, ran up into earnings. Then 3 things happened. Lockup expiration ended, so a lot of execs sold their shares. But as we covered, they're still holding a majority of their shares. We got a surprise loss. Which no one was expecting. So that naturally drove the stock price down. And the market's just been terrible, since kind of late January or a lot of February. So that led to a little bit of sell-off as well. So we are right here. So now let's talk about future levels of support, future levels of resistance that we have coming up to see where we could be headed. First things first, we got a pretty nice bounce off of the 2130s level today. That's our first level of support. And if we keep breaking below that and we break below Thursday's low of 2105, then we got run room down to the $20.16, pretty much that $20 mark. And as I said, that's pretty crucial because if we break below that, then it's going to take a little bit for us to come above it, I think. So hopefully we get a bounce off this 21s. And then if not, we get a bounce off $20 mark for sure, because if not, it could imply a little bit more downside. If we start to push up again, similar to how we got rejected today at the 2248 level, that's the first level, and then we got 2362, then we got 2408 and 2539. Let me bring out the EMAs real quick, and what I want to tell you guys is this 89 EMA, 2389 is kind of the goal for this week. We'll see if we get there, depending on if we have some weakness or if the markets end up being strong. But that's kind of the goal for this week, 2389. I definitely think if we get another a green day or two, definitely run room to 2389. We got a couple levels though, so we'll see. I'm hoping for a push towards 23, while understanding that, you know, there's been a lot of weakness lately and that we do have run room down to this $20 mark, which is super crucial if we see further weakness. I'm continuing to be bullish on Palantir, right? Like I've said, if I take a trend line, draw it out back to the high 30s, that's about a 70% return. If it goes back to all-time highs, that's about 100% return, right? So hoping for a run up into the mid to high 30s sometime in 2021. And I think if you can hold 2 to 3 years, this will be a $100+ company. Again, that's my belief. Make sure you agree with that if you are invested as well. I'm holding on to my shares and my 2023 leaps. I've got one in 2022 as well, I believe. Holding on to all of those in anticipation of it going up. So yeah, I think this is just consolidation, short-term sell-off, and I think once it kind of finds its feet again, especially with demo day approaching, we should see a little bit of a run into that. So that's what I'm looking at, you guys. Hope you guys are all having an okay start to the week. Remember that this is a shorter week, so we're off Friday for Good Friday. So tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday are the 3 remaining trading days for this week. So just keep that in mind if you have anything kind of ending this week. The other thing I want to talk about is S&P could be hitting 400 this week, so be on the lookout for that. We might bounce around, kind of hover here, orbit, and then kind of break out, or get rejected and then kind of take a little bit of a breather and go up. So how the S&P how the S&P reacts when it comes up to 398, and then how it reacts when it comes up to 400 will be crucial, because I think it'll determine how the market does this week. So be on the lookout for that. If it goes down, we got support at 394, 392, and then 390. So just be on the lookout for that. It's always good to be, hey, is the market doing good? Because if the market's doing good, like it did today, and Palantir doesn't do well, that's relative weakness. But also a lot of times you can get an indication of where, stocks could be headed. Granted, Palantir is not, a large cap company. They're a growth stock, so it doesn't always follow one-to-one, but, generally for your portfolio, it's good to take a look at the S&P 500. That's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.